This is Death of a Unicorn. Take one.
So, I think that was an eyeball.
I think it was.
It's hereditary. It happens sometimes.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
It's pretty rare, right?
Want to take it from the top?
Death of a Unicorn. Take two.
I'll try not to do that again. My apologies for that.
Hey, don't. It's okay, man.
Yeah. But welcome to the Two Takes podcast. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Brandon.
What's up? What's up? Brandon Schilling. Brandon. America's sweetheart, Brandon Schilling.
Thank you.
The Schillinator.
Haven't heard that.
Schillinator. America's sweetheart. Sweet boy, Brandon Schilling. That's what they call you, right?
Yes, they do now.
Sweet boy, Brandon.
I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna fight against it.
I'm trying to get
you know.
merch like opportunities for you. You've got to think about that in the future.
That's true.
Sweet boy, Brandon Schilling.
Yeah.
Just your head on a t-shirt. Anyways, what movie are we talking about today?
Not working, man, because we decided that that'd be kind of boring. We're talking about Death of a Unicorn today.
Yeah, we called an audible very late in the day that we were gonna watch A24's newest creature feature, Death of a Unicorn, aka Jenna Ortega Vapes. Which is the working.
That's kind of. You're not wrong.
It was kind of the working title for it. Yeah, so this movie is about Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega. Jenna Ortega is playing another teenager. Paul Rudd is playing her father, and they go away to this, was it like a retreat?
It's like a business.
It's like a business retreat, like in this.
I missed the first couple minutes of
That
the
is
movie.
true, yeah. So like in this big estate where he's a lawyer, and he's a lawyer for this company, this big pharma company. The main guy's dying, and he's going there to, I guess, like, you know, settle his affairs. But on the way to the estates, Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd run over a unicorn. And
And what happens to that unicorn?
The spoiler in the title, the unicorn dies. And then mommy and daddy unicorn find out, and they're not happy about it, and hijinks and blood and gore and unicorn stabbing ensues.
Yeah, who else is well, the director, I didn't recognize the director. It's like Alex Sharfman is what I saw, I think.
I'm unfamiliar with his work.
I've never heard of him.
Yeah, I haven't either.
But I know some of the co-stars. We have Will Poulter, who was, I think you feel the same way, that he was probably the standout of the movie.
Yeah, I think he kind of carried it.
Richard E. Grant. He was like the dad.
Yep.
Like the patriarch. Actually, I think that's it. That's all the co-stars. Like the mom, I recognized her from some other things. I couldn't tell you what.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you what her name is though.
Just unicorn fodder. Number
Just
2.
unicorn fodder. Yeah.
Yeah, and unicorn fodder number 3, and then somewhere off in the cut, Jenna Ortega was vaping. So this was an A24 movie. It wasn't really on my radar until a couple weeks ago. Saw the poster, and I was like, oh, that kind of looks cool. Wonder what that's about. And so I was like, you know what, Working Man, I don't know how much like content we're gonna be able to get out of that one. I wasn't too excited about it.
Yeah, and I mean, I was excited to a point, but I think it would only came down to like, do you like action movies? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Do you like Jason Statham? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Do you like Jason Statham action movies? Yes or no? Was this a good Jason Statham action movie? Yes or no?
It'd be kind of like a just following down on a bracket, and I wasn't, and especially after coming off of Novocaine a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Let's swerve here. We'll do Death of a Unicorn instead. At the very least, I guess we'll have something to talk about. And
Yeah.
I guess I do. I got more things to talk about. And
Let's talk about this drink though first.
Yes. Take it away because I am unfamiliar with this one.
Well, here's the thing. It's taking a margarita. I don't know what makes it different from a regular margarita.
So that is a black maple margarita. I can't talk.
Black maple margarita.
But
That's Mike the Pod God off in the cut.
Is Horny Roadkill.
Horny wrote
I
Our
love that's the name of your
our
biography,
acting
right?
coach.
I just noticed
Audition for
there
Tom
was
Hanks.
a toothpick in
Really?
here.
And he
it
got
looks
the
Hey, can you move your arm real quick?
Yeah,
My
that's
you
mom.
clever devil.
yeah.
I asked her when
Flex
I was
on that
little,
one
I
a
was
little bit,
like,
Mike. That was very.
"What
When
is,
did you come up with that? Was
like
that
the
like
biggest
when you were dating
celebrity
or
you
was
met?"
that-
And she was like,
That was
"Oh,
right
Tom
now.
Hanks
No
came to
shit.
my
Wow,
house."
that's
What's
crazy.
all in this that
You
makes
know
it
how
go from
like
regular
in high
margarita,
school
like
someone
there's
would
like
come to
maple
teach
syrup
about
in
like
there?
Yeah, so it's a mix.
not medieval acting, but yeah, like medieval acting.
The Shakespearean
Yeah,
acting.
the Shakespearean acting. Tom Hanks was the person that came to her school.
What the fuck?
Yeah, at
Very cool, very
Magnificat.
cool.
How
Well,
lucky
guy.
did she get?
Well
That's
done.
crazy.
A good drink for a bad movie.
Yeah, this
This one
this
is.
movie kind of sucks. I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
this one
I'll
wasn't
be
it, yeah.
yeah, kind of.
I think
I
this
did
is
not
our.
have a good time with this.
I think
one.
this is our first one where we're just straight up coming out and being like, I didn't like this one.
Yeah. Also, we were one of the 3 people in the theater, and then the other guy was like,
My cousin.
yeah, mutual friend of ours.
Yeah.
we were, which I was glad about because we were like howling in the.
Yeah, we.
Well, that's the thing. We did. It wasn't completely like god awful. I mean, but I think it was more. The comedy in it was, I think, was really the one thing that I think it made it palatable.
And it was a less successful version of the Menu that came out a couple years ago, where it was definitely rich people bad and one of those like dark comedies. But I think this way missed the mark in a way that I
Yeah.
think the Menu was kind of successful in their satire. I don't think this one hit it at all. And I'm trying to figure out exactly what went wrong here. I'm like, was this just a bad script, or was this because the directing was also very sauceless? There was
Yeah,
only
very like just everything about it left something to be desired.
Yeah.
The directing, well, except the acting. I mean, the actors, yeah, they did their job, and like they honestly made it work. And I think I wonder
Yeah.
how much of it was improvised
Me too.
too, because like Will Poulter's really funny. Like I forget how much I like him. Like because I feel like he's transitioned into like the more like hunky
Yeah.
roles in the past couple years. Like he was Adam Warlock in Guardians 3. He was
Yeah.
Luca in The Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, they let him be British again in those, which was cool.
Yeah,
But
man.
it was fun seeing him be an American again.
Yeah, man. He's never really somebody that I'm that excited to see. Not that I dislike him, but he's not really. I was never really a fan of his, but he was by far, I think, the best part of this movie.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm kind of the opposite. Like ever since I saw him in the Bear, especially, I'm like, I like this guy. I like it when he pops up in things.
Well, I think all it takes is just one performance that makes you go, that turns you into a fan of somebody. And I think this was the
Yeah.
one for me where I'm like, okay, like this guy really does have like comedic chops.
Also, again, he was definitely kind of saved. I mean, maybe not. Maybe he didn't save the movie, but
Yeah.
he made it a hell of a lot.
Anytime someone
More
else tried to be
salvageable.
funny in this movie, it just didn't work. Like you have Paul Rudd and just all of his jokes fell flat and
Oh, Anthony Carrigan. I like Anthony Carrigan. He was the bald man.
yeah, okay.
He was from. I really like him because he's in Barry.
Okay.
Which if you haven't seen Barry, watch Barry. It's one of my favorite shows.
He played
ever made.
he was the
I based one of
butler.
my D&D characters off of him.
Oh, really?
Off of his character in that.
Was that Zarkos?
Zarkos, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, NoHo Hank.
I was wondering because he popped up and I'm like, I don't know if I've seen this guy in anything before, but
He's
I
gonna
know
be,
you're a
and he's
big
also
fan
going
of
to be in
Barry.
Superman. And he's going to be in Superman in July. He's going to be Metamorpho, where he is still bald in that. Which I think is actually like a disease he has. I don't know if it's alopecia,
It might be alopecia,
but it's like the whole thing is that he can't grow any body hair.
so I thought that was just a choice for the movie. I thought they were trying to give like an homage to Igor and I think he even kind of like played that up because he was playing like the servant to the family.
But he looks like that in everything he does.
Okay, I thought that was just like a creative choice. So like even less sauce on the creative side of this movie because there's so many times in this where first of all like it was never scary for a second. Even the jump scares didn't really get you. It was never really. It was not. They did a very, very bad job of building up tension in this movie that it never felt. That it never felt organic. There were so many times where I called exactly what was about to happen before it happened. Like case in point, before they hit the unicorn, it's just so obvious that like he's about to hit something in the road because shows an insert of his foot. Boom, he's like speeding up,
Yeah.
and then it's cutting he's really distracted out of nowhere. 1 minute,
Yeah.
he's really focused. Next minute, he's super distracted and he's yelling on the phone. And it's a situation where he really doesn't
Yeah.
have to be yelling, but they needed that. And then I'm like, okay, they're setting this up because it's supposed to be surprising when he hit something on the road.
Wasn't he
but-
yelling because he was losing signal?
Yeah, but even still, like it just went like it just wasn't a
It
gradual.
felt contrived.
It felt
definitely,
so contrived.
You know what? Yeah, because I think
And then
I think
Jenna
the-
Ortega hit her vape.
Yeah, and then Jenna Ortega hit the vape, and then they hit the unicorn. I lost my train of thought there for a second. You know what? I think my big problem is that I think the whole like script and like the plot points they felt like tedious because it's like whenever like a kill, like you could see a kill coming from a mile away. Like, and then there's the one this is maybe jumping around a little bit, but there's like they try to lure out the other unicorns with the dead unicorn, and I'm like, this
I
isn't
guess we're
good.
getting
This
into
is
like spoilers real quick. I guess we'll
well, because I mean, this is a unicorn does die,
that is
which
true
is
as
what
well,
I guess
yeah.
isn't what, but like essentially they're luring. Well, you could so yeah, so they lure out. They're trying to lure out the other two unicorns with the dead unicorn, and then I'm like, this isn't gonna work because I don't have the horn.
Yeah.
This isn't gonna work because I don't have the horn. And then 5 minutes go by. Lady gets torn limb from limb. Blah blah blah. Why didn't it work? Why didn't it work?
But they didn't have the horn. Yeah, it's just
Because it didn't have the horn.
it was like everybody could see it coming from a mile away.
Yeah, and I think that's the other because the kills weren't particularly amazing.
Yeah,
Like they were kind of like
people are coming here.
they were brutal. I mean,
At the end of the day, they're coming here to see unicorns spear people, and you think
Yeah,
that they
and
would come up with more creative ways to do that trope over and over again. But for the most part, they don't. It's just spear to the back, spear to this, spear to that. The only
Yeah.
good one, and I guess like the one at the end, I guess was like the most satisfying of them. But the family, the big pharma family, I'll call them, super cartoony.
yeah.
As these satirical movies like to do, like they like to
Yeah.
make those really cartoony villains and be
It's like we get it. The rich,
yeah,
the
you hit-
rich white family.
you get it, you hit it right on the nose or the horn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that I'm disappointed because I really didn't know what to expect here. I accidentally looked. I went to go on Fandango to see. Is it Fandango or Fandango?
Fandango.
It's Fandango.
That sounds better.
Yeah, to see what to find the showings for this, and I accidentally went on Rotten Tomatoes, and I saw that it had a 55%. I'm like, oh,
I see.
yeah,
I can see that.
I may have fucked up, but even
Yeah.
at that point, I'm like, okay, at least this will be like divisive, and like some of those movies that like a lot of people are on the fence on. Sometimes I'm on like the positive end.
Yeah, and I think those are interesting movies. I like it when movies are on the fence because like it's really like, oh, half of people like this, half of people don't.
Yeah. So there has to be something worth talking about here. And like all that says at the very least is that they took risks, like they took chances and they had a vision, They made choices in the movie. They
And
weren't
it
just calling it down the line.
I mean, it's not like it wasn't completely devoid of being unique. Like I think the design of the unicorns was like interesting. Like the idea with like the horn and like the energy with that, and then like them touching the horn and then seeing. Oh, I say that, but then it's like that stuff kind of gets convoluted because like Jenna Ortega touches the horn and then she like sees a bunch of shit and then she's like connected to the unicorns. And then that like leads to like the ending, and then that comes back in the ending when they're like, when she's like, "Oh, I saw mom and whatever," and I'm like, "What?" They were just I mean, by then the movie was definitely lost me.
It had lost me.
Yeah.
When did this lose you? Because it kind of lost me very quickly.
Me too. Do you want to just go? We're just gonna go on the spoilers.
Yeah, let's
now.
just go into spoilers here. Yeah,
Yeah.
we kind of essentially
Because
were.
again, and I feel like I've said this for the past few weeks now. Like, there's not many surprises in here.
Yeah, not.
And
at
I
all.
honestly think it's. I mean, if with this movie, like, I think it's better knowing that going into this.
Literally scene for scene, but it doesn't take itself unserious enough to be one of those like really fun grade B horror flicks that
Right.
there's an audience for that, and I'm definitely I would never dump on that.
Yeah.
But it's also not this what's like
I think it's very tonally dissonant. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's very funny and that's cool, but it's just like this. It's not scary. It's not like none of the emotional stuff works. And
it just kind of ended with like, what's the point of this?
Yeah, and
why
I
are
hate
we
doing that. And
here?
it's like, oh, we get it. Rich people are bad. Like animal abuse is bad.
And
Like
if that's
family is important.
and
You
it's
should love your. You should put your family over your
and
career.
I always want to like reinforce that I can agree with a movie's messaging, but not like how they said it.
Oh, for sure.
And anytime it's and we've been seeing this trend emerge the last couple years, like more and more. It's just any kind of satire, it's just so on the nose, and
Yeah.
there's not a particularly interesting take or even kind of like an idea or like a solution or like here's what I think, here's how we could kind of fix this. It's just like, isn't this bad? Isn't this fucked up? You should be mad. And it's like, yeah, but like what are you adding to this conversation besides just taking the one place that we have for escapism and just reminding us about everything else that's going on, and
Yeah, I mean,
it gets annoying.
like you said, I think something like The Menu was a good example of that, about making it fun, making it approachable. Because
Sure.
I very much related to The Menu, and I really like that movie because
Well,
I'm a chef, so.
yeah, I was about to say,
And I think I appreciated that movie. Well, because I also was like more primed to like be critical of it because I like know that world and that.
Right.
But the fact that they executed that so well,
mhm,
I'm like, that's why I'm like, I have to like go for bat
yeah,
for that movie, because I personally really appreciate the movie. It's kind of like the same with The Bear too. Like that show's so
Yeah,
like
um,
accurate.
but also with The Menu. Sorry, I didn't think I was gonna keep comparing this movie to The Menu, but
It's just something that you did. Because I wouldn't. I don't know if I would.
you kind of see where I'm coming from.
Yeah,
right?
from like a broad, like a classist, like the class
Yeah,
point of view.
and the directing can be like more like, heads and tails like different.
Yeah.
Like, Yeah, it really. There were so many times where like set pieces and the way they move. Like there was a point where when they were going after the unicorn, and I was so confused because I'm like, are they supposed to be sneaking up on him? Because they're showing shots of like they all like all their guns have flashlights on them and they're turning to
Yeah.
the unicorn, and then they'll cut back and they'll be like, okay, shh, okay, we're gonna go in now. And
Yeah,
I'm like, are you
it's-
supposed to be sneaking? Like clearly he sees you and.
Yeah, and then with the flashlights, like it's just stupid. Like I don't know. It's just I don't think that the.
And I don't know if at the end of the day, like that just comes to directing, because like anytime that there
Yeah.
was like a particular set piece or like a moment that they were going for, it never built up. It never got off the ground, and then it just
Honestly,
and then
this
Jenna
movie-
Ortega hit her vape.
This movie, that Jenna Ortega hit her vape.
Yeah.
It's kind of felt like a movie that was kind of cut up a lot. Like I don't know, like reshoots. 'Cause particularly at the end, there's we both noticed this like particularly egregious
Oh my
moment of like
God.
continuity where it's like it's dark. It is dark out.
Yeah,
It is like yeah, I know it is dark out. Like I think
Every-
Riley, the guy we were with, he said that he saw the sun rising, but it was still dark. And something happens where, Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega have their stereotypical like Paul Rudd realizes he's an asshole dad because he's cared more about his
Right,
career than
yeah.
her. Blah 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 blah. I'm sorry that you ended up with me because your mom died and your mom was the perfect person. Blah blah blah. And like she says, go out the window and I'll hold them off or whatever. She jumps out the window.
yeah,
It's dark.
yep.
And then
Clearly
some stuff
nighttime.
happens. Clearly night times. And then like some other stuff happens with like Will Poulter. And then they cut to like Jenna Ortega landing in a bush in broad daylight.
It's high noon,
It is-
motherfucker.
yeah, it is high
It
noon.
is
It
high
is-
ass noon.
Yeah.
Everybody in the theater went, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. All three of us.
All
went, "What the
three
fuck?"
people
Yeah,
at
we're like, "Dude, what the fuck is
The
this?"
2:20 matinee showing on a Sunday for Death of a Unicorn.
Yeah.
All like me, you, and Riley were all like, "What the hell?" It was just night. Like you can't defend that. How does that happen? How do
And
you?
And you could director, and the thing is, directors can make mistakes. No movie's technically perfect, but
That's not a mistake.
But the fact is that like, the job is like, if the movie's good enough, I don't notice that shit, or if I do notice it, I don't care. But like by that point, I was so fucking done. I'm like, really, you fucking kidding me? Like this
Listen, man,
continuity thing.
If it was one quick shot where you can tell it was shot at different times, that like the only thing I could think of is like scheduling. Like they reworked something and they decided,
Yeah.
and like Jenna Ortega was only available like during day shoots. I don't know. because I can't explain that one away. It was the most jarring. Walking Dead used to be very guilty of that back in the day, where one shot it would be maybe dusk, another shot it would be clearly like midday. I can't remember the last time I've seen a movie that that did that so obviously and jarringly.
Oh, the moment where the movie lost me, and this this may shock you. It's the title drop, because I remember, because as soon as they hit that fucking unicorn, then they look down on him, and it is this CGI ass bleeding unicorn, and Riley started busting out laughing, and I couldn't help but bust out laughing too, and I'm like, this movie's gonna be shit.
This movie, and like it wasn't supposed to be a laughing moment. It was,
no, and it's like
the laughing moment was supposed to come when Paul Rudd starts bashing it in the head.
Yeah, bad digital effects. Just everything about this movie is just kind of incompetent. Just like the relationships, the plot, the execution of themes, the tone, the digital effects, the like practical effects not being used, like the lore, the exposition. Just character arcs. Like,
I shouldn't have been surprised that my arch nemesis Ari Aster was behind this.
your arch nemesis. I thought he was your boy.
He is my boy, but he's still my fucking enemy because first of all, he produced this movie, made me watch it, didn't make me watch it.
Also, what the fuck?
Also, like both.
That was a fucking after credits.
Yeah, it was like produced by Ari Aster. I'm like, dude, are you serious? Like,
that's like watching Jaws and be like, Kathleen Kennedy.
Kathleen Kennedy, what the hell?
Yeah.
Freaking directed by Michael Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
this movie would have been. Imagine this movie directed by Michael Bay. It would have had more sauce.
I think.
Say what you will about Michael Bay, it would have had more sauce.
I think if you put this in the hands of a competent director, you do have a better movie.
Put this in like a Guillermo del Toro, dude.
Oh my God, yes. Are you kidding me? That would 100 times. And there were a couple times. I will say, I think the set design, I think the production design of this movie is pretty good, because the house that is shot in, and
I like it has like the Blumhouse. It has like the Blumhouse effect of like this isn't a mansion, but let's just shoot in a really big house.
Yeah,
kind of deal.
Yeah,
like Get Out.
I think this movie was trying to do was kind of show the blend of like new and old, like classic, like otherworldly, very ancient, magical, natural nature, as opposed to like the new and like man-made stuff. And I think like that the blending of that was really cool, because there was a couple shots in like the foresty area I thought was really pretty, and I'm like, okay, I kind of like what they're going for here. And like some shots in the house I thought were really nice too. But yeah, you put this in the hands of like a Guillermo del Toro or I'm trying to think of something. Ari Aster.
Honestly, Ari Aster. Like that would be, oh my God. Like with the unicorns, like he could have made that shit scary. Or
Edgar Wright. No, he probably wouldn't have. Like, this is modern day. He wouldn't have given a shit about this.
Modern day?
Yeah.
It's about we mixing up Edgar Wright with Robert Eggers.
Yeah, I was doing that. Yeah, Robert. Yeah, I always fucking do that.
He just came out. He just wrapped on a movie, his new movie, Running Man, with Glenn Powell.
Oh, I'm excited about that. I bet you're really pumped about that.
That's my favorite director. It's my favorite director, and that's my white boy of the month.
That's your wife. That's your official white boy of the month.
I love Glenn Powell.
I've been trying.
Glenn Powell's. I want his star only to rise further and further. Like, I love Glenn Powell.
I've been trying to make it as Brandon's white boy of the month for years now, and he won't give it to me. He keeps saying I haven't earned it.
You haven't.
Oh. Once we started a podcast, I thought that'd be worth something.
I mean, it's worth something, but like,
it's not white boy of the month stuff. Whatever.
You'll get there.
That's fine.
Be Glenn Powell. Be the next Glenn Powell.
All I got to do is be Glenn Powell.
No, the next Glenn Powell.
The next Glenn Powell. Okay. I'll know it'll be like the end of Dark Knight Rises. I'll be like sitting at a cafe. I'll like look across, and you'll just be like,
"Yeah,
it's my white boy of the month.
That's my white boy of the month right over there. That's my white boy."
I have a white boy the size of a
Master Mona.
Master Mona. They have a unicorn horn the size of a tangerine. Yeah, man, I don't really. And then Jenna Ortega hit her vape. I don't really have much.
Jenna Ortega hit her
and then
vape.
Jenna
Yeah,
Ortega hit
yeah.
her vape.
Well, I mean, Will Poulter was great. I mean, he was just really great at the
Great
the scumbag,
one-liners, man. Yeah.
trust fund kid or trust fund rich boy.
Yeah, just so many great one-liners, and his mom's about to have like a heart for like, I just want you to know. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
His like mom was basically like Tony Collette's character from Mickey 17.
Yeah,
Like Tony Collette could have played that character too.
100%. Yeah, I think he really pulled something off here to the point where like everyone started kind of dropping dead. I was like, I really hope he makes it to the end because as soon as he dies, this movie really is about to take a fucking dive.
What did she say? She said like a line at the beginning, like she just got off the phone call. She being like, it was like
that was
all
a good
those
line.
refugees, like we just
They're getting
yeah,
evacuated.
they're getting evacuated, right?
Or was it vaccinated?
Or was it vaccinated?
And then her great delivery. And then, anyways, I'm like, okay, this movie might have the sauce. I did get hope at that moment. I was like, okay, maybe this is.
Well,
something.
that was like every and then even Will Poulter. I'm like, this is gonna be good, but I'm like, it just kept. Like, it was just so tedious. It was just so like.
That's why I'm saying, in the hands of a competent director with a vision, I think that this movie could have been good. I think this movie could have.
Like it was just slow.
Yeah.
Like it was a very slow movie. I'm like, just pick it up. Like especially during the first kill. Like, why aren't all of you freaking the fuck out? Like then because even when everyone started shooting guns, like everyone's just standing there like.
There's a couple times where you don't really know what's going on. Like, because when not the military arrived, but his like research team arrived, I didn't know that was coming. I didn't know that was a thing.
Well, because the patriarch was like, you know, we got to get the military. He's like, oh, we can't get government. We got to get military involved. And government means military. And I'm like, oh, these are the government then. But no, I think it's that's just their own team.
And they never really
their own goons
made a decision as to what they were going to do. And then these people showed up. So I'm like, okay, was the family in on this? Were they not in on this? Kind of like, you know, what happened here? And they never really like bother to explain. Again, man, like I just you put this in the hands of somebody who could have fucking done it. I think it could have been better.
Also, why did they initially put the unicorn on the back of the trunk? Why didn't they just leave it there on the road?
You see, anytime you start asking questions like this, you know the movie.
But that's like the whole movie happens like
because of that. Yeah, they just would have left it.
I mean, because you would imply that like, because they weren't going to give them. They weren't going to give them the family the unicorn because they were trying to hide the unicorn.
Yeah.
Unless there's like some law, if you hit something, you're supposed to like not leave it in the middle of the road, which I could see that.
Yeah.
Because that's like a road hazard, but also like, what the fuck are you gonna do if you?
I want to jump to the ending because I thought the ending was just fucking dumb. Where
my god,
I always appreciate it when a movie like this happens, when like everybody's secluded and then a bunch of people die, and then you have the one survivor. One of my first thoughts is always like, they're gonna get blamed for this. Like, this isn't a happy ending. They're probably gonna go to prison forever, and they kind of start to set that up because when the cops come, they're like, "Oh, unicorns did this." They're like, "Yeah, right, obviously." And then they throw them, in the back of the cop car, and then the unicorns start driving or like running, parallel with the cop car, and then knocks the cop cars off the road to rescue their new buddies.
And then that's how it ends. Like they just knock them off, and then you hear them neighing, and then that's it.
Yeah, like you didn't need.
You don't get anything after that. Just like that, it just abruptly ends.
These cops didn't do anything. Like you did, like
no, but it's just like even the unicorn, like because I mean, the unicorns. It's probably the unicorns show Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega like, hey, this is what you guys got to do to be safe. We're gonna flip over this police car, and then they do, and then it's like, yay. Yeah, that's it.
But they could have just let them go because the cops saw them too. So like everybody in the cop cars saw the unicorn, and I thought that's how they were gonna end it. So the cops would at least have their back and be like, "Yo, like there were fucking unicorns."
Yeah,
there.
I mean, but if you want to get to the logic of it, then it would have been like the words of like all these guys, like the one cop and like the two of them and Anthony Kerrigan,
and then Jenna Ortega hit her vape.
that. I don't know if she hit her vape anymore. I think she gave it up because character development, I guess.
Yeah.
You have to be troubled to vape,
You do have to be troubled to vape. So after
if you vape, you're a piece of shit.
You're a piece of garbage.
Yeah, if you vape, you're just the
See, you're looking
worst.
at me. I don't vape anymore. You were looking at me like you were
I could tell because you're not garbage anymore.
It's been 6 months since I've been garbage. And you know what? I feel like our friendship has really blossomed since then. So you were waiting for me to.
Yeah, because as soon as I saw you do that, I'm like, I'm gonna be your friend now.
As soon as I threw it away,
As soon as you stop being garbage.
the minute I threw my last vape away, he was like, "You want to start a podcast?"
It's true.
And I never talked to him before that. Okay, I'm giving this a.
Honestly, I like this.
Go on.
Honestly, I like this less than Snow White.
Yeah,
I'm serious. Like, I didn't hate Snow White. I'll be honest. I really didn't hate it.
I already forgot we watched Snow White last week. Like that was.
Put it this way. There was a point. I mean, there was a point where I got bored and was kind of like, just like, you know, waiting for that movie to end too. But like, there was much later than this movie. Like, Jesus. And this movie's only an hour 44 minutes.
Yeah,
like, it is not long. But I'm like,
it felt long.
Yeah, I felt every single minute. Again, last week I'm like, you know, I'd be happy if that was the last. If Snow White was the worst movie I saw all year, but this is currently has that title.
As the years go on, the months go on, I'm starting to kind of form my like worst movies of the year list. But
yeah,
I haven't really seen a lot that I would put on my best. So hopefully it picks it up in next couple months here. But I'm not really seeing a lot that's popping out at me. So
I think we'll get. Well, we got the fucking Minecraft movie next week.
Jesus, that's next week.
Yeah, dude.
That's gonna suck.
That movie's gonna be dog shit.
No, you know what? Like, I gotta go in with a.
No, I mean, I'm not going in hating it, but I'm just saying that's my prediction. I'm like, just look at it, like, just look at it, like,
if that
you know what we mean.
If that works, I'll be shocked. I
think it might be the same tier as the Super Mario Brothers movie, which I guess isn't a bad movie. But I didn't care for that movie either.
And here's the thing, I don't play Minecraft, so there's gonna be
no. I don't know a goddamn thing about Minecraft.
I don't know nothing
because I know it's a lot of inside jokes. Because there are people like, apparently in the trailer alone, there was a lot of references, and like a lot of 11-year-olds were like, "Holy fuck!"
And I think
dude.
that's the fuck.
Yeah,
I think that's gonna be the bread and butter of this movie is people that are Minecraft fans and they get like the references and everything.
This movie makes so much money.
It's gonna make money hand over fist. So I hope we enjoyed being the only people in the theater for this week, because that probably won't be the case.
I think that might be the hump though, because I think we're coming into some good. I think we're coming into some good movies soon. I think because I know next month is Karate Kid.
Okay.
Excited for that. I know
maybe
we got Thunderbolts
situation out of it.
And
they got the what?
Thunderbolts in May. That movie looks really good. We talked about that already.
I wanted to check out. I know it's a weird one, but like Magazine Man or Magazine Dreams. That's the
Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, the Jonathan Majors one.
Someone.
I know that was delayed. For a long time, but I'm hearing like that one's really really good.
Yeah.
But, obviously, it got delayed and it's a messy situation and everything. But maybe I'll find time to watch that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. You got anything else?
I wish I did, but I don't.
What can you do? Your sad neighing, or your dying unicorn? We should just make that the intro. That was Jenna Ortega hitting her vape.
That's Jenna Ortega. Yeah, could you do that again? Could you hit the vape in the?
I'm Jenna Ortega. I'm Jenna Ortega. No, that's clear. You're clearly Michael Caine.
Hey, I'm Jenna Ortega.
I'm Jenna Ortega. No, Michael.
I'm hitting me vape.
Can someone get Michael Caine? He keeps standing in for Jenna Ortega. All right, guys. It's been it hasn't been. It's been the Two Takes podcast, and I've been Patrick.
And I've been Brandon. Thanks for watching.
See you guys next week. Somewhere Jenna Ortega's hitting her vape.